Back again, and today we are continuing work on this huge double-edge pointed saber, this Killage style saber. As you can tell by the darkening, I've heat treated this blade. It is hard as a rock on both edges all the way up. I've also tempered it at 425 degrees for the 2-hour mark. So yeah, our blade is now a blade. All I got to do is polish it back up and put the final edge on it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start working on the guard and rear end for this beast. So that way we can start working on the assembly portion of this sword. As you can see, we got that belly taken care of where it had that little bit of overlap. So it looks a lot more clean now. Everything is still dead straight on this blade. So it survived heat treatment well. It didn't warp, it didn't twist. It tried to warp at heat treat, but I was able to straighten it before it cooled. So let's get back to business, shall we? So now that it's been hardened and tempered, it should be able to take a pretty good beating without getting deflecting or bending or twisting or kinking or anything. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now, just to make sure it's up to snuff. That way I don't have to worry about polishing it up later or taking it to completion and having it break. All stayed straight. Didn't get any big chunks busted out or deflecting off the edge or anything, so yeah, I'd say we're good. So next we're going to start work on the guards. We've got this for our pommel, which is another railroad spike head. I really like using these. I did it on the dagger that I just did, and it turned out really nice and really comfortable. Turns out that it creates a really nice finger stop for your bottom hand, whether it's your left or your right, and it's kind of stylistic of a pommel. Kind of heavier too, so it adds some weight on the rear end, helps balance it. And then I changed my mind on the design on the guard a couple of times, but this is kind of what I've come up with. We're not doing a basket, but what we are going to do is we're going to cut this down. We're going to cut it off in this section here. And then this is going to be a bar guard that comes down from our blade, and this will be where the blade fits through. So I'm going to have to do some shaping on this once I cut it. So I've now gone ahead and gotten the guard and pommel welded in place and fitted up. I've got the blade polished back up on this sword. So we've got that nice, big, mean, double-edged, flared tip that comes halfway up that sword, right to that curvature point. Got a nice saber style blade going on. We've got our guard in place. I did some stippling on it as well. And then we've got our railroad spike head on the bottom there. So we've got a nice two-handed grip that's nice and comfortable and the right size for just two hands to fit in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish doing some cleanup work. We're going to gun blue this whole thing. We're going to get the blade gun blued. We're going to get the guards gun blued. This is going to be a dark sword. Just in terms of aesthetics, it's going to look better dark, I think. I prefer that black on black kind of look for something like this. I think that'll give it the pop it needs. We do have sharp edges. The main edge is sharpened and the rear edge is sharpened from just about here down. So from right here, about an inch below the point down to here is also sharp. Alrighty, now we can start gun bluing up this entire blade. We have our finished sword. So I will show you guys this obviously in some close-ups so you can get a better sense of this. But this is quite a interesting blade here. Very light feeling, even though it's a larger sword, which is good. It's a two-hand or single-handed sword. It can be used either way. We've got razor sharp double edges on this blackout blade. So we've got a black guard, black pommel, which is a railroad spike, and then we've got our nice twine and leather and cork composite handle here. So the way that I did this handle is, you'll notice it's pretty square, but it's rounder. What I did is I took some cork, put that around the tang, glued that to the tang, glued some leather to that cork, so I had a nice hard square section. Then I wrapped it all in twine to give it a nice, not rough, but grippy texture to the handle. So this is a very easy to control kind of sword. It's very light and maneuverable for its size, which I like. The blade turned out beautifully. That gun bluing really did its job in prettying up that look of that blade. And it's a very straightforward, double-edged, curved saber sword. I believe this is similar to a Killage or a couple of other types of these swords. But I'll give you guys a closer look at it in some better lighting here in just a moment, and then we will be done. But that does it for today's video. If you guys like what you've seen, do me a favor, do that thing right there. And until next time, God bless, stay sharp out there. If you're looking for a custom sharp object like this one, make sure to check out my Etsy store. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss when I test out this wild sword.